Yo, Brawlers, this is your man, Glass Chin, and you're watching Glass Chin's Boxing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yo, Brawlers, with the legacy of their fathers already carved out, both winning heavyweight world titles, Tommy Morrison giving us many thrilling battles against the like of George Foreman, Razor Ruddock, and Ray Mercer, with two-time world champion Hasim Rahman having shocked the world with his 2001 knockout win over the great Lennox Lewis. Their sons met on Friday night and they didn't disappoint. Let's have a quick look at their highlights and the way the fight ended.
Come on, Kenzie! Put a jab on him! Put a jab on him! Go, Kenzie! Use that jab, Kenzie! Go, Kenzie!
Yo, Brawlers, so there we have it. Kenzie Morrison landing some hard leather and getting the TKO win in the 5th round. Great little fight. If you want to watch the full fight in the UK, you'll have to go to the Fight app. That's spelled F-I-T-E. Some bangers on the undercard there too. After watching it back a couple of times, I thought the stoppage was definitely a little premature. Rahman was clearly hurt, but from the way he complained to the ref, he looked to have all his wits about him. I thought Rahman was winning the fight up to that point, so maybe the ref could have given him the benefit of the doubt, but it's heavyweight boxing and we want both men to get home safely to their families. Referees only have split seconds to make them decisions, so it's not worth being too hard on them. Respect to Rahman, though, for getting up from that hard knockdown and taking that uppercut that was landed just before the fight ended. A lot of positives from both men in this fight, to be honest. Morrison was very composed. He kept to his game plan of walking Rahman down and working his way in with a jab. He himself did get stunned once earlier in the fight, but weathered the storm. He had a slow start to the fight, but he said in his post-fight interview that he was training to go the distance and struggled to get going in the first few rounds. Rahman Jr. had a fast, accurate jab. He found range very quick and was the ring general in this fight. He was able to set the pace with his sharp jab, switch hitting and movement. When Morrison got inside in the early rounds, Rahman was able to fight his way out. Rahman showed a strong chin earlier in the fight, getting caught on the ropes in the 3rd round. He was able to land to Morrison's body well in the first 4 rounds. Rahman was very accurate with his punches in this fight, but his lack of snap and power on his punches probably cost him the win. I did say in my prediction video that he doesn't load up on his shots. He needs to find a way to sit down on his shots a little bit more and to plant his feet at times without losing what he naturally does good, which is that jab and that switch hitting, that movement. Morrison had little trouble in soaking up most of Rahman's shots and only looked rocked once in this fight. Little things like sitting down on his punches are things that Rahman can work on. Tyson Fury was a pro for a decade before he learned how to harness his power properly, so there is lots of ways that Rahman can improve and come back a better fighter. Rahman called for the rematch after this fight. I wouldn't mind seeing them run it back again. I had Rahman well ahead going into the 5th round. It was a fun competitive fight while it lasted, Brawlers, but Morrison will likely swerve the rematch and look to get a bigger fight. This was a risky fight for both men and respect to both of them for taking it. I still think both men need a fair bit of development before stepping up to world level. If the rematch doesn't happen, then I think Rahman should set his eyes on Damani Rock or Cassius Chaney. Both of them guys are still on the back of losses and need to rebuild as well. Like Rahman, they both put their undefeated records on the line against other undefeated fighters in Michael Coffey and George Arias. It would be good if he could get separate fights on some undercard with one of them guys and then build them meeting in the main event, headlining a show down the line. A good thing is, even though he was stopped, Rahman didn't take too much punishment against Morrison and should be fairly fresh. Hopefully he'll be back out soon, and good luck to him in his next bout. Well, where does Morrison go from here, Brawlers? Well, first I just want to congratulate him for stepping up to the plate. He's often been overlooked, with his brother Trey getting a lot of the headlines as the one to continue their father's legacy. He took this opportunity with both hands, and he now has a big win on his record. I was trying to think who I want him to fight next. He's still a work in progress, so it wouldn't be wise to push him too hard. I took the piss when Jonathan Gildry was announced as Trevor Bryan's next opponent before they fought back in January. But to my shock, Gildry actually performed very well in that fight. He's ranked above Morrison as the number 17th ranked American on BoxRec, where Morrison is ranked number 25. So levels wise that isn't too bad, and it's a decent fight that Morrison can win. Morrison to me is in that awkward bracket of being too small for a heavyweight, but too big for a cruiserweight. He needs to be very cautious when choosing potential opponents, with the bridgerweight division yet to really take off. Morrison should take advantage. Imagine the fireworks if Morrison was to fight Alan Babbage at bridgerweight. If the Savage comes through his May 21st Stay Busy fight with Adam Bolski. I can't see Babbage versus Morrison happening, but I can only dream, Brawlers. The other American I wouldn't mind seeing Morrison in with is Jonathan Rice after his big wins over Michael Coffey. That's a very competitive fight. Both need to keep their momentum going. What do you think, Brawlers? Would you like to see Morrison and Rahman run it back? Did you think their fight was stopped a little bit premature? If not, who would you like to see Morrison fight next? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Brawlers, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.